Hi, my name is Francine Erich B. Lytol, and the topic that I'm gonna discuss to you is carrying capacity and visitors management in tourism. So the lesson objective for this lesson is, by the end of this lesson, students will understand the concept of carrying capacity in tourism, its different types, and its significance in promoting sustainable tourism practices. And students will understand the importance of visitor management in tourism, its strategies, tools, and impact on sustainable tourism practices. What is carrying capacity? Carrying capacity in tourism is the maximum number of visitors that a destination can support without harming the environment, the local community, or the visitor's experience. Types of carrying capacity. We have environmental carrying capacity, social carrying capacity, economic carrying capacity, and physical carrying capacity. First is we have environmental carrying capacity. This refers to the maximum number of visitors a natural area can handle without causing environmental damage. For example, limiting the numbers of hikers on a trail to prevent soil erosion and protect wildlife habitats. Second is social carrying capacity. This refers to the level of visitors' presence that a local community can accept without feeling that their daily lives or culture are negatively affected. For example, in a small town, controlling the influx of tourists to prevent disruptions to local routines or overcrowding in public spaces. The third one is we have economic carrying capacity. This refers to the ability of the local economy to sustain tourism without causing inflation or creating an economic slowly depending on tourism. For example, is balancing tourism with other industries to avoid over-reliance on tourism for income and employment. And lastly, physical carrying capacity. This refers to the physical limitations of an area like space and facilities to accommodate visitors. For examples, limiting the number of hotel rooms or parking spaces in a national park to control visitor numbers. Consequences of over-tourism. We have destruction of natural ecosystem. Number 2 is we have increase in the amount of waste. And lastly, escape and unease of residents. So here are the examples of over-tourism. We have, for example, the Great Wall of China. So this is what we expected and this is what we get. So this is the other example. We have Boracay Island, Philippines. This is what we want, but this is what we get. Because after exceeding its carrying capacity, Boracay faced several pollution and environmental degradation. The government closed the island temporarily for rehabilitation and then set a visitor cap to control the number of tourists. So these are the factors influencing carrying capacity. First is we have natural resources, availability of water, clean air, and waste disposal system. Number 2 is we have infrastructure, capacity of roads, transportation systems, and accommodations. Number 3 is we have visitor behavior, types of tourism activities. For example, we have ecotourism versus mass tourism. Number 4 is we have seasonality. High tourist seasons may push a destination beyond its carrying capacity. Number 5, we have local community attitude, community support and engagement in tourism management. And then the next one is we have visitor management. So what is visitor management? So visitor management refers to strategies, techniques, and policies used to regulate and control tourist activities in destinations to ensure positive outcomes for the destination, community, and tourists. These are the importance of visitor management. We have prevents overcrowding in popular locations, reduce the environmental footprint of tourism, enhance the experience for visitors, protects local culture and resources, ensures the economic benefits of tourism are distributed fairly. These are the key components of visitor management. First is we have carrying capacity. These are the maximum numbers of people who can visit a destination without causing harm to the environment or the local communities. These types are environmental, social, economic, and physical carrying capacities. Number 2 is we have site hardening. This involves creating durable trails, viewing platforms, and designated paths to minimize the impact on natural environments. For example is broadwalks in wetlands, paved trails in parks. Number 3 is we have zoning. This separates areas by their functions or accessibility to manage different tourists' activities. For example, is we have wildlife zones with restricted visitors access, various recreational zones. And then number 4 is we have interpretation and education. This educates visitors on proper behavior, cultural sensitivities, and environmental awareness. These are the methods: information boards, guided tours, and brochures. Number 5 is we have visitor flow management. This controls the timing and number of visitors entering specific areas. These are the tools: timed entry tickets, shuttle system, online booking. And number 6, the last one, is we have pricing and permits. This sets fees for access or requires permit to control the numbers of visitors and generate revenue for conservation. For example is the national park entry fees, peak season price adjustments. So these are the challenges in visitors management. First is we have over tourism. Too many visitors at once can degrade the quality of the environment and visitors' experience. Number 2 is we have balancing conservation with access. Finding a balance between keeping sites open to the public and preserving them for future generations. Number 3 is we have local community impact. Ensuring tourism development respects the culture and lifestyle of local communities. Number 4 is we have infrastructure strain. Managing the increased demand on local facilities, waste management, and resources. So this is an example of visitor management. We have here, upon arrival, visitors are greeted by a user-friendly self-service kiosk or mobile app where they can register their details. The system captures essential information such as name, contact details, purpose of visit, and any accompanying guests. And that's the end of the lesson. Hope you understand the lesson, and thank you for listening.